what's up guys? Matt here coming to you from Laidlaw's Harley-Davidson. So today I wanted to show you guys a pretty cool, unique bike that we got in recently. This is a 2011 CVO Ultra Classic, and it's got a sidecar attached to it. And the sidecar is a genuine Harley-Davidson sidecar, which they stopped making in, I think 2009 was the last year that Harley-Davidson made like an official part and accessory sidecar. And they've got it all color matched to basically match the CVO paint scheme on here as well. And a lot of the accessories and everything on here are all genuine Harley-Davidson. So it's probably the most well done CVO sidecar. Really just Harley-Davidson with a sidecar on it in general, probably the nicest one I've ever seen. And we just got it here in our pre-owned department. So I want to show it off to you guys, give you guys a walk around on this thing. It's a pretty unique, rare bike. So I think a lot of you would want to check it out, and then we're going to take it out for a spin, and I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on it as well.
All right, guys, so let's take a look at this 2011 CVO Electra Glide Ultra Classic. They didn't start calling them CVO Limiteds until the 14 model year, I want to say. Speaking of the 14 model year, that's when the Project Rushmore came out. So this is a pre-Rushmore bike, as I like to mention. And so you've got like the boxier tour pack shape, and you don't have all the changes they applied to the bikes until the 2014 model year. But they call this Ember Black and Rio Red with flame graphics is the official paint color that the factory assigned to it. And you can see here, you've got a lot of those CVO touches, like the chrome front end. You've got the fancier floorboards and foot pegs. You got the heated seats on here, both the passenger and the rider. You've got the dual halogen light up front, which was kind of their best of the best during that time in 2011. The LED stuff didn't really start coming out until like the 14, 15 model year. And even then it was only offered through the parts and accessory catalog. But the bike only has 8,000 miles on it, which makes it that much better because you don't have a bike that's all mileaged out if you were to buy something like this with the sidecar on here. And so speaking of sidecar, let's take a look at this real close. So this is a sidecar that was offered through Harley-Davidson's parts and accessory catalog. This is actually a 2003 model year sidecar. We know that because there's like a VIN number on the frame of the sidecar, which we tracked, and it's an 03, and there's also the 100-year anniversary insignia in the cushion of where the rider goes in there as well. And this has a lot of really cool, unique details done to it as well. This is a wheel out of the parts and accessory catalog that matches the wheels on the CVO Electra Glide Ultra Classic. So, you know, a really cool touch that a lot of people probably wouldn't do. They'd probably just leave it mismatched, but you've got the matched wheel on there. Also, the paint on the sidecar here, it's not a factory paint, but whoever they had do it, like a custom painter, did a pretty dang good job making the bike really jive. It's not a 100% match. I don't think they were really going for a 100% match. The flames though, and the coloring, they really go very well together. It looks like it may have come from the factory. It obviously didn't, but it looks very well done. The paint on here is definitely top-notch craftsmanship. You can see here things like the turn signal back here. The amber light was relocated from the right turn signal on the bike to this little relocated turn signal on the sidecar there. You can see here inside the sidecar, and this is what makes all the difference in the world. You have like a speaker here in the sidecar with the sidecar passenger's own push to talk, and you have different controls for like the tuner and things like that. You've also got a headset jack port there, and you've also got a Garmin GPS mounting unit here as well. We don't have the Garmin GPS unit, unfortunately, but I'm assuming maybe you could find one that you could plug in there. And you can see here down below, you've got the Harley-Davidson metal emblem down there where the passenger's feet go. And the inside of the sidecar is all like lined with this fabric material as well. Just kind of give it a little bit nicer feel and finish to it. You know, a lot of these sidecars out there just have just the hard or whatever the sidecar is made out of. And so having the liner in here is kind of a nice touch. The fact that it is a, VIN recognized sidecar from the motor company is kind of a cool touch too. Just a little bit of facts about these sidecars. I believe, to my knowledge, they stopped offering the sidecars through Harley-Davidson's part and accessories back in 2009. Again, this is a 2003, but 09 was the last year that you could get it ordered through the parts and accessory catalog. Not sure exactly why they stopped offering them. I'm assuming maybe a lack of demand back in those days. Even when they did offer them, we didn't really have too many customers ordering them. So, and also I would say too, after riding this thing, they're very cool. They're just not the the most practical setup in the world. You're pretty wide, and the handling properties of the bike are significantly different than just a regular two-wheeler or even a trike. A trike riding around aggressively, romping through the streets, I just feel a lot more confident in my controls and my braking and everything. Although, this thing handles pretty dang well for what it is. You've also got this little secret compartment back here behind the passenger seat for the sidecar, and it's big enough to fit like 2 full-size helmets back there. It's got its own little lock as well, so if you wanted to lock that compartment, you could, so people couldn't go back there and steal anything from you. But a nice compartment, lots of storage space, easy to open and close it, but definitely a nice significant amount of storage space back here. I mean, I would say that it's probably the equivalent of, probably close to 2 of the King Tour packs as far as room goes back there. And the seating in the backrest, like the side panels, really nice leather. You got a pouch on the left-hand side of the sidecar passenger area as well. The saddlebag on the right-hand side of the CVO Ultra Classic pulls directly off, so those little hinges where it typically swivels on the right-hand side are no longer there. So you unlatch the lid and it pulls directly off, so the lid doesn't swivel and knock into the sidecar. Tour pack and the left-hand saddlebag operates normally as if the sidecar wasn't there. And of course on the CVO you've got all the the chrome trim, the chrome switch housings, the chrome brake master cylinder, clutch master cylinder, and you've got the heated grips on here as well. As you can see on the inside of the fairing here, this is the old style, the pre-Rushmore style, so you've got like a CD player on this and everything. The electronic technology is one of those things that gets outdated pretty quickly in today's world, but you've also got like the CB setup on here as well, which CB does not come on the newer limiteds or CVO limiteds anymore. I find that a lot of people still actually prefer the CB to using like the modern headsets. And you've got all the nice titanium backed gauges on here. You've also got another Garmin GPS mounts for the rider. These bikes back in 2011, they actually came with the Garmin GPS mount already pre-installed on the bike. Again, this is before they had the GPS units, the 6.5 GTS system in the head unit. There was probably about 1,500 of this bike in this color made that model year, so pretty rare bike. Here's a shot of the seat. You do have the rider backrest on here. That is an item that comes with the bike as well. We were kind of talking yesterday about the possibility of 3 people, and so yes, you could have 3 people on here very easily. If you put 2 people on the actual bike and then 1 person in the sidecar. With the sidecar, there's really no reason to have the kickstand on here anymore. You probably take the kickstand off because I don't know why you'd ever really use it. Sometimes people ask, well, can you take the sidecar off if you want to just go for a putt without the sidecar on there? And the answer for the most part is no. You could take it off. It just requires a lot of work. This is in no way a quick detached sidecar. It's a major undertaking to take one of these sidecars on and off, so it's not something that you'd want to do just kind of on the fly in an afternoon. In fact, most people probably wouldn't have like the mechanical ability to take it off. Nowadays, there's aftermarket companies out there that provide or that will make sidecars specifically designed for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Again, it's a third-party company that's not recognized by the motor companies. So yeah, one more thing to kind of make this a little bit more like authentic and a little bit more valuable, this being a genuine Harley-Davidson sidecar that's recognized by the motor company. And details like you see that side step-up plate, it's all matched with the floorboard that's used on the Electra Glide as well. So just a lot of really cool details have gone into the customization and the building of this bike. Just everything was done right. You can tell that there was no expense spared on this motorcycle. Really what this bike looks like is a CVO sidecar setup that came directly from the factory. Everything is all matched. The parts and accessories that Harley-Davidson would probably use on the bike if it were to come from the factory as one unit were all used as well. You've also got a disc brake on the sidecar, which is a nice touch. A lot of times these sidecar setups won't even have a brake on the wheel there, so this one does. It definitely helps with the stopping power of this bike. It's got almost like a leaf spring setup to give the sidecar a little bit of an additional suspension, and it's pretty fun riding in it. It just has a very floating feeling, and visually going down the road as well, when you see it from a third-party perspective, watching the sidecar bounce up and down is kind of funny and comical to watch. It definitely is a really cool novelty. It gives you that feel of just a really old school nature. I mean, the sidecars, they're just super classic looking. I mean, I don't care what you say. It's just very classic Harley-Davidson style, these sidecars on here.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas
thumbs up over there.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Such pleasure do you bring me.
Taking the bike out was a lot of fun. What we did first was I was the driver and Andrew got in the sidecar as a passenger, and we rode around a bit. And it definitely isn't going to handle and accelerate and turn and everything like a regular two-wheel bike is, and I think a lot of people probably know that and would assume that. But it's something that you got to kind of be careful, especially if you're not used to riding with a sidecar, because depending on which direction you're turning, you're going to handle everything different. Your throttle is going to be different. Just the way you enter a turn is going to be different. You know, if you make too fast of a right-hand turn, the sidecar will lift up on you, and so you just have to be cognizant of that. Now, obviously, the heavier person you have in there, the faster you can go without it lifting up. But if there's no passenger at all in there, then it will lift up very, very easily. Is it comfy?
It's pretty comfy, dude.
All right, you look good, dude.
I like it.
The novelty is awesome though. I mean, just the classic appeal is so cool. We had probably like 10 people honk and wave at us as we were going down the road. This is a crowd pleaser of a bike. You're rolling around on this thing, especially this red one during Christmas time. I mean, people are just loving it. So then after that, we switched seats. I jumped in the passenger sidecar and Andrew rode me around for a little bit. And I will say, if you're 6'6", you are not going to fit into the sidecar very well. I couldn't even get my knees and my feet down in the front section of the passenger sidecar there, but I still had a blast riding it. You know, you have like this on a cloud, really like Cadillac, a real mushy like leaf spring to it. So you're just kind of bumping and gliding around like you would like at a carnival ride or something as you're going down the road. But even on the acceleration, we found that if we accelerated really hard, you'd actually break the rear wheel loose on the Electra Glide, just because you have so much weight, and so you have to take a really smooth, steady takeoff on this bike, because you do have obviously quite a bit more weight attached to this bike now. But once you get rolling and we went out on the freeway and stuff, the bike is pretty solid, pretty stable. Then when we got back, Andrew took Danielle out in the sidecar, and I got some pretty cool third-party shots of them as well. And Danielle was having the time of her life, and she was just having a blast, and it's just so fun. And yeah, it's just a rad experience to ride one of these things that you feel like you're, going 100 years back in time on one of these things. Andrew was digging it too. Obviously, Andrew and I had a pretty long discussion just about the way it handled and the things you got to watch out for when you're braking and you're turning, when you're accelerating. Just nothing can be done very fast. And we're used to riding hard, and something like this, you just have to take it easy. And this is definitely a true cruiser type of a setup. But if you're happy with cruising, profiling, having a good time, experiencing the novelty of a sidecar, I think it's very, very cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. I'd be really curious to hear you guys' thoughts. Do you think Harley-Davidson should offer a sidecar again? Do you think they should offer something from the factory with the sidecar? Do you think they should offer something from the parts catalog that you can attach to the bike after the fact? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a very Merry Christmas and holiday season. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later.
We're getting all kinds of waves, man.